Okay, awesome. I guess we'll like start with an intro before we kind of just jump into the review. So I'm Elsa. I'm a visual designer from Tanzania and an XD ambassador and also a mentor on the server.
I'm a UI designer from Turkey and also mentor on XD Discord and an Adobe community professional. Yeah, that's basically it. So we're gonna try do our best to give some feedback to designs you shared. That would be it.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you everyone for like joining, and we'll just get started with the first project that I've already opened up. And it actually, I don't think shows the name of the person who submitted it, but it is called Nowmag. So we're just gonna go through each project, scroll down top to bottom, and kind of just provide comments when we see something that stands out to us. So Akin, do you want to start off with the first project for us?
Uh, yeah, ladies first, but
Okay. Well, first off, I do like the cover. Just in terms of presentation wise, as a starting point, it's always good to kind of put visuals of whatever you've created on the first part of your project area. So I like that he or she or they provided mock-ups of the app. I'm assuming it's an app that they designed. I think the color works well. The blue is a really nice blue. So just like first impressions, that's what I think so far.
blue is a nice blue. I'm seeing green, but yeah.
Up for debate. I think it's blue, but okay, yeah, it could be green as well. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, but you're right. It's a
Scrolling
nice
down.
color.
Yeah, it is. And then so the first second part of their project is, I guess, an introduction on like what this project is. So it's called Nowmag, House of Digital Nomads. And the person provided some initial questions of like what they'll be researching. I think that's really good to include as well because you want to explain your thought process in the UX side of things when you are presenting a project. So it's not just really nice designs, but also how do you explaining to end.
Yeah, I mean, they always say share your process, but uh, your screen's flashing, by the way. Oh, okay, it's back. So yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's nice to share the UX side of things and process and sketches in this case. But yeah, if there were
Yeah,
only
exactly.
colors and UI elements, that would be also okay in terms of UI design. But this is a case study, which is showcased on the UX side of things also. Yeah. I mean, the result was
Yeah.
quite nice also. It was looking,
Yeah, in the first section, right?
this is what you're gonna get kind of thing. Or sometimes people just lay out some screens in some angles to make you just feel a sense of what you're gonna get in the end. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then
Mm,
as we scroll, so this is the third slide, and we've actually provided even more context on the project, which is great because I was actually going to ask for a couple more details. So, like, how long did this project take? You know, kind of like a summary or a blurb so we can better understand their approach to it, but they've already provided that for us. So that's pretty great as well that they've gone into so much detail. My only feedback for like in terms of presentation point of view, using font weights or different font sizes to just categorize the text on your slide, because looking at this first off, it might seem like a lot of text to read, but if you arrange it in a certain kind of way where you're highlighting the key content you want people to read, it's a lot easier to skim through. So that's like my only feedback in terms of presentation.
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there are some explorations in terms of leveling up the text content, like list elements, the bullet list, and duration and tools. Those are easily scannable. But yeah, this could have been taken even one step further. But yeah, quite good the way it is, and incorporating some graphics on the right side also is a nice touch, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. And they go on to like kind of explaining their UX methods. I think this is pretty great as well. In terms of case study, this is a pretty good start in terms of how they explain their work. So they're explaining what research methods they used and maybe what their findings are. My only feedback, once again, similar to the last slide, is using different font weights or making certain text in bold, or maybe even just summarizing your point so that it doesn't feel like there's so much text to read through, but we can just immediately kind of see what your key findings were from conducting your competitor analysis. But I really like the graphic that they've used as well here.
Yeah, at least it doesn't feel like a Word document or some kind of text-heavy report.
Yeah, yeah.
Still looking
Exactly.
professional, and it gives you a sense of that I'm a design thing. But as you
Mm-hmm.
said, typography looks a little bland and plain to me as well. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
some bold usage, some maybe italic. At least, yeah, the section titles or headlines are clear and easy to
Yeah,
dissect. You know.
yeah. I think like if you're assuming that a hiring manager or anyone reviewing your work is skimming because they have a lot of portfolios to get through, you just want to make it as easy as possible for them to grab the key things that you want to point out in your case study. So, I mean, you did it on this slide, so that's pretty great. Using font weights to highlight key contents like the statistics as well. I think this image is great. I don't know if I can zoom in. Oh, I can. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like a great now like my zooming in has like gone wonky. But yeah, including that image to show that you did that kind of ideation process or research process in person as well is also like a good thing too.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, UX and UX designers are heavily associated with post-it notes, whether be digital or physical.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out. It's like decided it can only zoom in really close or really far, which is funny. But let me try refreshing this because I want to make sure we can actually see what's on their case study. Also, I'm wondering where this is hosted on. I'm not familiar. It's like mycloud.com. I'm not familiar with that.
Sounds like a third-party service or something. I don't know.
So yeah, that's pretty cool to kind of just showcase your project on like your own unique platform. Okay, yeah, our presentation has decided to look very strange, but we're gonna keep kind of reviewing it. I'll just kind of scroll through. I think that's the only fair thing to do than to not review the rest of it.
We're
So
doing
the
this
next
for the
thing that they
first time. Just
provided, and
bear with
I'll
us,
try
guys.
to. It's like decided we could only zoom in or out. Okay, wait, there we go. Okay, that's better.
That's better. Yeah.
Um, although the text is kind of blurry. Yeah, but it's great they included personas. Great way to show your understanding of the user as well. And then they also included HMW and user story. So I guess kind of just further understanding of who the user is and who they're designing for and maybe what their needs are. I think
Mhm.
it's interesting to go back to their research. They mentioned that they did competitive analysis. So if there is further research that they did that helped them kind of create the summary of who the user is, that would be helpful to know as well. Because one of the things I've seen is that people, whatever you put on your project is up for criticism or up for somebody asking questions about. So if you are saying that you designed a persona or you designed this user journey map, one of the main questions you might be asked is where did you get most of this data from? Like what are you basing this perception or this construction off of? So that's also something to think about when you are including these user um, centered data points.
Yeah, makes sense. Mood wording and branding. How should
But
I do
yeah,
wireframes? Yeah, it's quite a process, as I said.
yeah. Do you wanna? Okay, it's really hard to provide because it's like it's like blurry now. You're so
Yeah,
sorry.
but
But
yeah, we
overall,
can
I think
see.
that the design looks good as well.
And you can clearly see the sections also in UI, and I liked also the typography and colors. There are
Yeah,
some
the use of
dark
colors is
skies also.
great.
Yeah, but
Sorry?
mixing the dark theme and the light theme, that looks interesting. Why did you decide to?
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no worries. Oh, that's the person who did the
This,
project.
this is my idea. Sorry for the delay.
Hi.
Hi.
No worries. Oh, I got it to be like high fidelity again. Okay, awesome. Yeah, we were just on the final section of your project. And we
One
were
thing
calling.
that I miss here, and I was discussing with my mentor at ADP list, is that she warned me that since it's a website, it misses sitemap. I don't know why I didn't put there, but I'm going to change it.
Ah, okay. Like when you're explaining your process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. We were also saying that we really liked how you went into a lot of detail on explaining what your method was. So what research you did, how you came up with like your personas and user stories. That was also a really good thing that you managed to do. Yeah.
Great.
And then just in terms of final comments, because of time on your design, we'll be publishing a recording, so don't worry, you can listen to the first part of our review as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We were saying that we really like the design. I like in terms of the layout, it's very clear and concise. I like how you've used text hierarchy to kind of highlight certain key elements as well. And I think you've paid a lot of attention in terms of making sure things look aligned. So in terms of using margins, I like how you've used your images as well. So I think you've done a really good job in terms of your kind of creating your overall design. My only feedback, and then I'll pass it on to Akin for final comments, is some of the alignment decisions are interesting as well. So for instance, in this page, your slow travel button or icon, I'm not sure, and for instance, the header are slightly more to the right than the rest of your elements.
Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of, it's a bit confusing when you have those differences in alignment. But that's really my only main feedback. And we also said we like that you included dark mode. It's kind of cool to show those different types of designs.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
learning section is always nice, right? I mean, the takeaways from people doing that, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Just
thank you
one
so much,
question.
Pedro.
So, latest news, those tags are scrollable, right?
Sorry?
The remote work, slow travel, etc. Those are categories or tags, or
It's a horizontal carousel. Yes.
it says
It's an horizontal
carousel.
carousel.
Okay, then great. Yeah, great job. So I see a significant
Thank you.
improvement. Yeah. Okay.
From the first project, yes.
Keep at it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, great work. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Our next project is FoodKo, a food delivery app by Tochukwu Nwakasi, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Whoa, it was pretty good,
So
actually.
first impressions, Akin, you can start off.
Yeah, it needs to be a image-heavy concept, and as I see it, it is, because the product, needs to be a product-oriented design, and it is. So I only can't be sure if the green is the best color for such a concept. I mean, I would go for something orange-red or something that is more related to the food industry, but yeah, this is also good. I mean, organic food, etc. Such concepts are using green as their main color. So yeah, as I see it,
I actually really like the green.
Okay, cool.
I think I like it because, like you said, so if you're thinking of maybe most foods, like maybe they have that orange, like a lot of the food visuals is used here, but I think the green kind of matches well with that type of color palette. So it kind of stands out, but not in a bad way. I think it's a really warm, natural type of green. So
Certainly,
I do
looks
like
natural.
it, and
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
that. Yeah.
Looks natural. And the rating system, I would only say as a visual detail, the stars could be more on the mustardy, orangey, yellow side to be seen better. But then again, we're not seeing this in 100% resolution. So yeah, that would be something that I consider.
We might get like more close-up images at the bottom as well. So if we keep scrolling, similar to the last project, this person also did a good job in providing a project overview. So you get a sense of what this project or case study is, what the problem is that they were trying to solve for, and then they also kind of give a brief, I guess, idea of what solution they came up with. And then, of course, what their roles were, timeline, and what tools they used. So I think this is a really great project overview, very concise. And notice how they used like the text and how they aligned it and structured it. It's much easier to read because it doesn't feel like you're reading a wall of text at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we need to avoid huge blocks of text as much as we can. So that's a good point.
Yeah, but awesome overview. And then the next section is research. So going into how they found data for their case study. So in this one, it says that they did an online survey using Google Forms, and they've kind of just listed out, I believe, the different questions they asked and maybe common responses. One thing I will say for whatever case study that you're writing in, whatever language it's in, to make sure before publishing to run your text on a spell checker or a grammar checker, just to make absolutely sure that what you've written is spelled correctly and the grammar is right. So small things like that, you never know, can be things that might bother someone or be the reason someone doesn't proceed with kind of viewing your case study. So it just helps to make sure you always do that. And I do that as well with my work. I always run it through a spell check and grammar check.
Oh, yeah, great use of Poppins, but yeah, I always like Poppins font.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what font is this? It's really nice. But so this is like a summary of their online survey, and then they go into persona. So they also have a persona in their case study.
So some details.
Oh, this is great.
Details like, I mean, the distribution or spaces between the logos under the brand section could be equal to maintain a more professional look. That's all I can say as a visual detail in case study. So yeah, but the idea looks solid. The case study.
It's quite detailed, so that's great. My only feedback, I think this is similar to maybe the last project too, is that if you are including a persona, you might be asked kind of where you got the data that helped you conceptualize this persona. Like, how did you identify that this was your target user? So it might help, like maybe in your survey, to indicate how many people your survey reached, if you are targeting a specific demographic or a specific community. Because if you're just saying that you did a survey and then immediately jumping into persona, it might be difficult to understand how you identify that this target user is 21 and this is their occupation and this is where they live and this is who they are, especially with brands. Like, these are the brands they use. Some people might kind of wonder where that data came from. So if you can provide a bit more detail in your earlier stages when you're explaining your research, that can also go a long way in helping justify your persona and whatever other user data that you show.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then, so we're scrolling and they have how might we statement or how might we questions. So this is pretty great as well. Also another thorough case study, which is awesome. I don't know if Anna's here. I feel like she would be like, she would appreciate this a lot.
Yeah. She's a heavy UXer. She's a UX star, actually.
But yeah, this is great. Yeah, she is. But this is great too. I like that you've shown the how might we questions that you created from your problem statements. I guess my only feedback is that they feel very specific. Like you've broken them down into different sections. So trust in vendors, location of agents, um, right deliveries, delivery time. You could probably just summarize this into one problem statement, how might we question, and one general solution. That way, when you are brainstorming ideas, you have a lot more room to think about different ways to solve the overarching problem of the product. So that would be my only feedback, I guess.
Information architecture. I like the use of blobs.
Me too. This is really well structured. Like it's so easy to skim read. This is maybe better than my case study in terms of like layout. But yeah, including an IA is great, awesome. And then they have wireframes too, which is great to include. Like you can really tell this person spent a lot of time kind of going through the different stages of this project. So awesome. And they have a style guide, also really great to see. I love this shape. It's like such a it's like almost like a paint blob or something. But anyway, I like it. It's unique.
Exactly.
Yeah, now we have our high fidelity screens.
Yeah, these are the onboarding screens, right? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like the
great. I love the use of colors.
Yeah, green definitely. You can tell these illustrations belong to this design. So yeah, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, I think my only feedback is I think the paragraph text seems a bit small. I don't know. Like
I would make sure they are at least 16
maybe,
pixels or something. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think it's maybe 12 or something.
Yeah, it looks small.
So just making sure, also because it's like gray and your background is light gray, so the smaller it is, that makes it harder to read as well. So just something to keep in mind. Maybe increasing the text size for your paragraph text.
Yep, those are certainly needs to be bigger, I would say.
And then they have some login and sign up pages, which look great. I think also I would say, so, okay, for example, let's try zooming in again. Okay, so I zoomed in here, but obviously because of the quality, it gets pixelated. So if you are showing a lot of different screens and you still want people to be able to see them in more detail, then you can also think of exporting the image you've uploaded in higher quality, like times 2 or times 3. That way, even if I zoom in, I can still see what you've designed pretty clearly.
I mean, if you export in XD with the default settings in 100% resolution, it's, as far as I know, it's very easy to create some sort of carousel in Behance. Behance is the greatest platform I've seen ever to create case studies with built-in tools, and yeah, you can easily create sections and stuff. Yeah. Without spending too much space on the without requiring the viewer to scroll too much. Okay. Yeah, it looks very solid. Awesome.
Yeah, this is our homepage. What do you think? I do like it.
Yep, it's really solid. I liked also the card designs. As I said, I would only keep in mind to make the yellow of the stars a little orangey or mustardy to make them more visible. That would be the only edit I would do.
Yeah, I like the card designs too. The layout is great.
But then again, some text could be too small. What do you think, Elsa?
Sorry?
Some smallest text on the card should be bigger or something?
Yeah, I would maybe say the overall, like the smallest font size you've used, just increasing that because it is small. I think even if you were looking at this on your mobile phone, it might still be pretty small to read.
Yeah.
So also thinking about that.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I do like it. Just be careful of contrast. So for instance, this gray and this light green, or maybe it's just because the text is small, but it feels like it might be a bit hard to read. And then the bottom nav bar is saying it's interesting. So we're on home right now. So this is, I guess, what the active
Active
button
link.
looks like. So it's really very interesting design. Yeah.
So you liked it?
I'm curious what the rest are. I want to see what the like. So if we're on cards or we're in favorites on profile, what it would look like as well.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess, a meal palette screen. I think this looks pretty good as well. Like really solid in terms of like layout and
I would use some
pretty
more
solid, I would
padding
say.
on the top, in the bottom card. Yeah. Some more padding on the top. No, the card. Yeah, the white area. Just a little
Oh,
more
okay.
would be better. So yeah. But yeah, solid as it is, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I really
For
like
this
this one.
page, I would say, I mean, yeah, the visuals look great. Only comment is maybe if you're using an overlay, I would think that this white one, you'd probably need to increase the opacity because some of the text would still be hard to read because your image has a lot of different colors to it. So the overlay, I think, is too transparent that some of the text kind of merges with the background image. So you could either just choose to move all this text info lower so it's on the gray section, or you'd probably have to make the opacity of the overlay a bit higher, is my only comment, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think this is a pretty solid project. The designs are great, the research is great. We're just kind of skimming through the last couple of screens.
Map screen.
I love the map, really well done. Like you said, the text might be really too small. You have a lot of space to use. I would definitely increase the size of this so you can make your text bigger as well.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, since the most important elements or yeah thing to use there is the map, taking the rest of the screen real estate. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then they have a section where they're showing all the screens they've done, which is also awesome. So, yeah, pretty great. Thank you so much. This was a great project. Tochukwu no Wakase. Awesome. Really.
Yep, that was a solid one.
So, going on to our third project by Messayu. I don't know if she is in our voice channel. By the way, if we're doing your project and you're here, feel free to like say anything and like speak up because I'm not checking the Discord, so I'm not sure. But yeah, so a badminton app mobile. Okay.
Yeah, start
Very
with a
like
red.
very vivid. Yeah, like it just pops out at you. This design for the intro.
Some energetic concept. Yeah, you can tell it's dynamic, something gym or fitness sports related. You can easily tell that. Yeah.
Yeah, the mock-ups are very interesting as well. It's like a a series of mock-ups. It's interesting to kind of see them in different perspectives, though.
Yeah, it's totally possible in XT, right? With 3D transform.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I was gonna say Photoshop. I completely forgot. Yeah, you can also do it in XD as well.
Can't be sure about the 3D object.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be like a template, or they could have custom made it, but it really makes the mockups pop because the background red works really well. So they've kind of shown us a preview of a few of their screens in mockup style, which is definitely interesting. And then they have their work process. So they might show the screens again as we scroll. So we'll just continue on from this point. And if they don't, we'll scroll back up. So their creative process, they're showing an affinity diagram. Ooh, okay. I guess my first point of feedback is because we don't have any summary on what the project is, it's hard to really understand. Well, it's hard to understand what it is, I guess. Like, are we designing an app or a website? Who is it being designed for? Like, okay, we have a persona that I guess is gonna maybe go into detail. Although unfortunately it might be too small, so we can't actually read a lot of the smaller text like the needs and the goals, motivations, etc. So it might help for one thing to include a summary section where you're highlighting what the project was about and what your role was and who you're designing for before going into these other sections as well.
I mean, yeah, you have a solid intro section, but even with a few sentences, given some info about the project would be much better, I would say.
Yeah, we know it's about badminton. So it's like, okay, is it like players or is it, fans or I don't know, teachers, instructors, etc. Just having that summary, I think, helps sometimes.
Yeah, to have some idea what purpose that app or particular design serves. Be nice to know.
Yeah. And then final comment before we scroll on. So including these diagrams is great, but obviously I can't read anything. So maybe either including them as separate images that somebody can click on and zoom in to read the details, or having like a section underneath where you're just summarizing what your key points are.
Yeah.
So you did an affinity diagram. What are your key level insights? Will help as well.
Good point, yeah.
Cool. And then, they also did how might we question, so that's great. How might we help badminton fans to connect with badminton? So it is fans. How might we completely reimagine the way I thought it was like players? Badminton fans stay update with match. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
I mean, usually case studies start with a problem statement or something. Yeah, that would be nice to include in the very beginning. So yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning, and also the problem statements that helped create these how might we questions as well. So, okay. But I mean, the fact that they included it is definitely commendable. I like the task flow. Obviously, only comment is that making sure it's high res so we can see some of the finer details more clearly. But it's really structured really well, like very easy to follow. There's like 3D elements that are just all over the project.
Could be a little maybe distracting, but also it certainly adds some visual quality at some level.
Yeah, it definitely might be distracting for some people. And they did card sorting, so this is great as well. To kind of show that as a process. Okay, cool. But yeah, in terms of research, it's good that you did a lot of research methods. Just the point that we mentioned before of including summaries after each one, so we can just quickly learn what you learned from each method would also help. And this person also provided a style guide. Ooh, Lato, that's one of my favorite fonts.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That's a great font.
Can you guess what font size this is? 10 pixels.
Maybe 8 even.
6 pixels.
Oh my God.
That's just so funny.
Oh, she
No,
used
but it really is.
atomic design system there. Oh, cool. Atoms, molecules. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
She
that's
used
pretty
a
awesome
lot
as
of
well.
UX methodologies and certainly showcases her UX abilities. I like that, yeah. But yeah, as I said,
I like that too.
some more clarity in the beginning would be a better touch. I would certainly edit this case study to make it clearer in the beginning. Yeah, because there apparently
Yeah,
there are a lot of effort. There's a lot of effort that's put into this work. Oh my goodness, that's a crazy flow.
It is. Um, yeah, it is. I mean, it goes to show that we know that you also prototyped your design, so that's great as well.
Yeah, certainly. Because they all
So
say
now we have the all screens.
they all say it also helps developers to understand the flow and helps them a lot.
Yeah. So these are their high fidelity designs. We're just gonna quickly go through them.
Yeah, actually, the part that I really like is the final screen and UI. And yeah,
Yeah.
in general, I liked it. So the first thing that I usually look are the first points that I check are the basic UI principles like alignment, hierarchy, and as I see it, those are solid, and you can easily tell the sections, which section is what and what's going on. Can you scroll down a little bit, Elsa? So
Yep.
I want to check if there are some spacing consistencies or something. Yeah, I mean the news and the top image, the space between the headline news and the top image and prediction and the cards above should be consistent, I would say. And yeah, you can easily see that kind of inconsistencies, and it definitely harms the professionalism of your design. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, other than that, really solid.
Yeah. Great structure. I like how you use the red because especially this shade of red can be very what's the word, harsh, but you haven't overused it. Like you've used it very well. So I do like that as well.
I
You
think she
emphasize it in the right
pastelized it a little more.
Sorry?
I think she pastelized it a little more. I mean, reduce the saturation or something so it doesn't on your face as much as you said, you know. It
Yeah,
doesn't look
and that's
harsh.
always good. Yeah.
But
This
yeah,
is an interesting button.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the button?
I mean, I wouldn't use color changes on the stroke. I would go for some regular ghost button with orangey red, but I can't be sure using that red for text actually, Elsa. What do you say? It doesn't look very legible to me.
It might be because this is a long screen, so we're just not getting it in higher
Resolution, but,
when we're zooming in. Yeah.
I mean,
I think it pops out to me well, but it might depend as well.
yeah, I mean, if you're using it for some text link or something, that'd be okay. But yeah.
Yeah, I get your point as well. They've used a lot more of the red here. So like I'm saying, even though it's kind of maybe slightly more pastel, it still has that harsh tone to it.
Yeah.
So like if you use it as a background on your screen, that would be
no, that would be
insane.
crazy. Yeah.
I think you've used it. Yeah, you've chosen to use it really well. So the design is great.
Yeah, I like the table designs also.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is some partial crazy background, so, but it doesn't bother that much, yeah. As much as I thought it would, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe because it's like a smaller part of the screen, but maybe just like a bit more space between. I'm guessing this is like the bar to indicate that you can drag this
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
That's my assumption. Yeah. So maybe it just helps kind of add a bit more space between that and the title.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. But I like this card, like, I'm guessing you can like scroll horizontally through them.
Yeah.
So I do like this style decision as well. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if they like custom made these graphics, but if they did, that's pretty awesome.
yeah, looks like a poster or something.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just to kind of get in more time as well to do more projects, we let's view the video. I guess it's like a video prototype.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then,
assuming also.
okay.
Yeah, that's a nice screen also. Stats. Nice graph.
Yeah, this person really took the time to think about the overall experience of the app, which is great.
Yeah, I would make the gray darker though to bump up the contrast a little more. That would be a nice touch also.
Yeah, the resolution just dipped. So let's just imagine what it may look like. I don't
I
know
still can't be sure about using the interactivity or accent color. I mean, if it was an accent color, it would be okay to use some large portions of screen as a background color, but using the main interactivity or main action color as background, still can't be sure about it.
Mhm.
So that'd be my input.
Okay. Also, maybe this yellow might be too bright that you used there in the paragraph.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, overall, I mean,
Solid, yeah, pretty solid.
like you were saying, some of the grays are probably too light for contrast purposes.
I mean,
But
yeah,
otherwise, I just like that they designed like I think the whole app experience. So that's really commendable.
it just flows and yeah, nice. In a nice way. There's a lot of that data to be presented, and as I see it, she organized them very well. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is also Messayu. Messayu, you are like submitting you're on your game point. I'm wondering if we should give like maybe someone else's project a chance who might be in the call. Because we're gonna do more of these anyway. What do you think, Akin?
Yeah, it would be fair actually. We review. We can always review if we do that. Do this for a second time or something. So yeah, we can move on. I would say.
Yeah, don't worry, we have like a list of all the projects, so we'll definitely do more of them in other videos. But just to kind of look at a new person's work. So this is Jiayi Wong. Also hope I'm pronouncing that right. If you are in the call, feel free to speak up as well and say anything. So this is a design for the Daily Creative Challenge. So once again, great summary. And I guess the challenge was designing mobile first. So using responsive resize with stacks to go from mobile to desktop on an e-commerce homepage. I like the quick mock-up they've given us of like the app screen and the website page.
E-commerce homepage. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I checked this actually. She also includes some interactive prototype, but I couldn't browse it that much. So yeah,
Okay.
you can easily tell there's a clean call to action. That stands out
Mhm.
right away and in a nice way. But in the web or tablet resolution, I can't be sure about the size of the header. It could be a little higher. I mean,
Mhm.
that section
For
looks
the
like
app screen or like the website?
web
Or
screen
both?
actually. I mean, in the app screen
Okay.
you can
Mhm.
tolerate it more, but in the web you need some more padding to to give it a more, I don't know, a spacious look is always better, in my opinion. To not to show the content in a crammed way. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like the design. I like the
crisp and
dark
clean,
theme
yeah.
that you went with as well. Yeah. I mean, in terms of like points, I wonder if the navigation links are maybe huge. I think they're around the same size as the fictional logo you've included. So it's hard to tell unless I were to like zoom in, but I'm wondering if they might be really big, but you can see them clearly, so you know that works to your favor.
That's
I
a
like
good
the
point,
grid layout
actually.
you
Logo could
used
be
as
a little
well.
bigger for a better branding. That's a good point, also, yeah.
Yeah. I would say for this grid section, and maybe we'll have to also see how their prototype looks. I wonder if this is like more so a hover state. Like, so if you hover over an image, it'll come up with the overlay and the word view. Because otherwise, then you can't really see the beautiful images you've included because there's this black overlay over all of them. But it might be more of a hover state kind of thing.
Yeah, the thumbnail needs to offer what you're going to see when you click the image, and since we need users to spend more time on our site or app, yeah, that's a nice point. I would make them cleaner.
But yeah, let's see what this prototype.
Yeah, I
If it
couldn't
opens.
I couldn't advance very much in this prototype, but yeah. So you can click the CTA.
Okay, let me try.
As I see it.
I can click what?
No,
the
just
CDA.
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Well, I think you take you to the website. There's only one. I wanted to like navigate the app. Okay, let me try relaunching it. Okay, clicking the CGA takes you to the website. Okay, we know that now.
Yeah, you can scroll down and see that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, it's good to include that also to give an idea about how the app would look and how the website looks.
Yeah. So yeah, awesome. Great design, great entry or submission for the challenge. We might have time for, I guess, one more case study. So we have Eva's now, Office AR VR. I'm already super intrigued. Also, I love this cover image.
Yeah.
Lisa's wearing these like AR VR glasses.
Yeah.
That's great. That's so amazing.
Nice touch. And artistic approach to VR.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, typography, that font is pretty futuristic. That's also a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. I really like the font. I hope they say which font it is. And they've given us a summary, I think. Okay, is this a summary? I guess so. A long summary with like 8 different paragraphs. I think only feedback I mean, I'm definitely more into unconventional looks, but also just thinking of whatever you're including in the background, making sure it's not too distracting from, your content and your text. So these lines
that's a good point also.
For some people. Yeah, or maybe the constant back and forth of left, right, left, right, left, right. Although I mean, I like it, but just pointing out that depending on who you're showing this to, it might be an issue in navigating.
I think using gray on colored backgrounds, especially for dark grays, doesn't look as good as she intended it to, because I mean, using some darker version of that background would be a nice touch, or using some really dark gray and lowering down its opacity to get a darker version of the background would be a nicer touch here. So yeah, I see what she's aiming and I like it, but like you said, those lines can be distracting a little bit. Also, I would use text a little smaller with some more line spacing to create a better look in terms of presentation. Yeah. But yeah, nice overall, and you can directly see the amount of effort she put into this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, the futuristic concept you achieved pretty well. Like this is a very unique design. And this is just like the research. It's not even the actual um concept you came up with. So this is great. This is interesting. So these are, I guess, plans for. I wonder what they're plans for. Plants, water, leaves, light, all off. Internet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are these screens? Maybe. Oh, it's like okay. So some of them are voice commands, some are drag, and some are click actions. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, your voice like went really low.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a smart home stuff, or yeah, I didn't get to. Oh yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Plant, water, leaves. Yep. Great concept. But yeah, man, those grays really bother me. They would look much better if they were some lighter or darker version of the background. In this case, lighter would be a better touch actually. And like you said, line could be subtler to not to distract the user from actual content. Yeah.
Oh, I did not letting me exit. Okay, there we go. So they have icons and details.
Oh, nice UI elements actually. I like the marble texture and gives it a futuristic but at the same time an elegant and luxurious look and feel. She really did a great job combining those two. As I can tell.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like a summary where they're talking about how their design solves the problems they mentioned, which is great. Oh, so these are like the 8 points they had talked about before. So now it's like, okay, this is how my design addresses those points. That's really great.
Oh,
It's good to have that.
Can you play the prototype? There's a prototype
Yeah.
at the bottom actually. Would like
It's
to see
the final
that.
part.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like, oh, okay.
She's got nice voice prototype. Yeah, cool.
Oh, I love the angled view.
That's impressive. Yeah, and realistic. AR side of things. Wow.
Oh, I love this.
Well, that's inspiring. I need.
Awesome use of 3D transforms.
Yeah, I need some similar piece in my portfolio.
Also, yeah, the voice command. I love that.
Yeah, certainly. Nice touch.
All of plant.
Plant.
Oh, we have our
yeah.
plants.
Smart home settings.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Leaves. Yeah.
I love that. I love that micro interaction with the leaf.
Yeah. She put
I
a
think
lot of effort
animation.
into this. Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, look at the lights. What? This is so well done.
Thanks for submitting, Eva.
So yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you so much. That was such a great part. Like so unique and interesting. So amazing.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
the designer to keep an eye on.
all we have
certainly.
time for. Yeah, definitely. I think that is all we have time for because it's
almost
8, so we finished the hour that we have. We have 1 minute to review one more fun.
We can do one more actually.
Thank you everyone for like.
We can do one more actually. Why not?
Well, it's already 9.
Oh,
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay, me neither.
But I'm.
Oh yeah, Ilham.
But I think it's only fair, so like for the people who maybe left, so that they don't miss out. We just kind of like schedule a new one. So to end it on this note, we just want to say thank you to everyone who is here and joined, and we hope that this was, you know, productive and good for you, and it was all our fun to do.
Yeah, certainly. I can't wait for a second review stream.
Yeah, and Ovid will be sharing, Akin will share the link to the entire recording of this on YouTube as well, and we'll put that on Discord once that's out.
Yeah, right now I'm on the recording, and we're gonna put on our YouTube channels. So yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Also, thank you,
Have a great day.
Good day. Yeah.
A great day. See you.